This video is different. It's not a quick explanation. It's a quiet, complete look at the patterns that keep most people financially stuck. If you're watching this, take your time. Nothing here needs to be rushed. You work hard, you save, you follow the rules. Yet, at the end of the month, the outcome is always the same. Why? It is not just the economy. It is not just bad luck. There is a hidden pattern governing your life, a set of invisible scripts running in the background of your mind. Most people stay poor not because they lack money, but because they are trapped in a cycle they cannot see. Today, we break that cycle. This is the uncomfortable truth about money that no one taught you. We are sold a lie from birth, that hard work equals wealth. Look around you. The hardest workers are often the ones struggling the most. If hard work were the only variable, construction workers and nurses would be billionaires. The system is designed to reward leverage, not just effort. Thinking that working harder will solve a structural problem is the first trap. It keeps you on the hamster wheel, running faster but getting nowhere. We need to shift from effort to leverage. Your relationship with money was formed before you earned your first dollar. Did you hear money doesn't grow on trees? Or rich people are greedy? These aren't just phrases. They are code installed in your subconscious. They create a ceiling on your success. You might consciously want wealth, but subconsciously you reject it to stay good or safe based on a child's understanding of the world. Recognizing this programming is the first step to deleting it. Why do most people never question the path laid out for them? School, debt, job, mortgage, retirement. It is a pre-packaged life script designed for stability, not freedom. The system relies on your compliance. It relies on you not asking why. Staying poor is often the default setting of a society that needs workers, not creators. To break free, you must be willing to look like a fool to the rest of the herd. You have to step off the conveyor belt. Fear is the architect of poverty. The fear of losing what little you have often prevents you from gaining what you deserve. Poor decisions are reactive. They are about survival. Wealthy decisions are proactive. They are about growth. When you operate from a place of scarcity, every risk looks like a danger. But the biggest risk is taking no risk at all. You are guarding a prison cell because it feels safe, while the door is wide open. There is a dangerous zone, comfortable enough to survive, but too comfortable to change. This is the comfort trap. It seduces you with a steady paycheck and weekends off. It numbs your ambition. Poverty isn't always starvation. Sometimes it's just stagnation. The pain of change must be less than the pain of staying the same, but comfort masks that pain. You stay in the job you hate, the city that drains you, because the unknown is terrifying. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. Your habits are voting for your future identity. Poor habits feel safe because they offer immediate gratification. Spending money feels good now. Saving feels like deprivation. Watching entertainment feels relaxing. Learning feels like work. But these safe habits are slowly eroding your potential. Wealth isn't an event, it's a habit. It is the boring, unsexy work of doing the difficult thing today so you can have the easy life tomorrow. Most people choose the easy today. Here is the fundamental difference. Poor people sell time to get money. Wealthy people use money to buy time. If you trade hours for dollars, your income is capped by your existence. You only have 24 hours. To break the pattern, you must decouple your time from your earnings. You need to build systems, assets, or skills that work while you sleep. Stop asking, how much is an hour of my time worth? And start asking, how can I get my time back? You will never outperform your self-image. If you see yourself as just a regular person or struggling, your subconscious will sabotage any success that conflicts with that identity. It's the thermostat effect. If you get too much money, you'll find a way to lose it to get back to your normal. You have to change the internal setting. You must identify as a wealthy person in training long before the bank account catches up. Change the story, change the life. Wealthy people think in decades, not days. They ask different questions. Not can I afford this, but is this an asset? Not how do I do this, but who can do this for me? They see money as a tool, not a goal. It is energy to be deployed. Breaking the pattern requires you to adopt this operating system. It requires you to be ruthless with your focus and generous with your vision. Stop playing the short game. So how do we break the loop? Start with radical responsibility. No one is coming to save you. Second, audit your inputs. What are you reading, watching, and who are you listening to? Third, Start producing more than you consume. Shift from a consumer mindset to a producer mindset. Value your time like it is the only non-renewable resource you have, because it is. Small shifts in trajectory today lead to massive differences in destination over time. Start now. The pattern is strong, but you are stronger. The fact that you are still watching means you are ready to wake up. Don't let this be just another video you watched. Let it be the moment you decided enough is enough. The cage is open. Walk out. If this video made you think differently, subscribe. The next video will challenge another belief you were taught to accept. Don't miss it. Understanding why people stay stuck is only the beginning. The next question is harder. Why do so many people work endlessly and still never move forward? We are told from a very young age that hard work is the answer to everything. It is the golden rule of society. If you just put your head down, if you just grind harder than everyone else, success is not just possible, it is guaranteed. We internalize this. It becomes a moral imperative. But have you ever stopped to actually ask if that promise is true? Look around you. Look at the people working the absolute hardest in our society. The manual laborers, the service workers doing double shifts. Are they the wealthiest? Are they the freest? Or is it possible that for many this promise is actually a comfortable lie we tell ourselves to justify a struggle that isn't getting us anywhere? Society has a strange obsession with the aesthetics of effort. We worship the grind. We applaud the person who stays late at the office, who sacrifices their weekends, who looks visibly exhausted. We have confused suffering with virtue. If you aren't suffering, we think you aren't trying. But in the world of wealth creation, exhaustion is not a badge of honor. In fact, it is often a red flag. It is usually a sign of inefficiency, a lack of boundaries, or a complete lack of leverage. We are rewarding the wrong metric. We are rewarding the input of pain rather than the output of value. There is a profound safety in being busy. It protects us from the much harder, much scarier work of actual thinking. If you are constantly moving, constantly checking emails, constantly putting out fires, you never have to face the silence. And silence is terrifying because that is where the real questions live. Am I on the right path? Is this actually working? By keeping ourselves in a state of perpetual frantic motion, we numb ourselves to these questions. Busyness becomes the ultimate distraction from effective action. We hide in the work to avoid the truth about the work. Let's look at the mechanics of wealth. Wealth is rarely a result of sweating more than the next person. It is almost always a result of leverage. Leverage is the art of disconnecting your inputs from your outputs. Code is leverage. Capital is leverage. Media, like this video, is leverage. These are things that work while you sleep. They don't have feelings. They don't get tired. Hard work requires you to be physically present to generate value. Leverage allows your value to compound infinitely without your direct involvement. If your plan relies solely on your own two hands, you have already lost. Why do we cling to hard work if it's not the answer? Because effort feels safe. It is linear. You understand the transaction. You give an hour, you get a unit of progress. It feels fair. It feels controllable. But exponential results, the kind that lead to wealth, come from non-linear moves. They come from decisions that might take 5 minutes to make but change the trajectory of the next 10 years. That feels risky. That feels like cheating. So we retreat back to the treadmill of hard work, because even if it doesn't get us there, at least we feel like we're doing something. Most people hit an invisible ceiling and they don't even realize it until it's too late. The math simply doesn't work. The math simply doesn't work. You strictly cap your potential by the number of hours in a day. If your income is tied strictly to your personal effort, you have placed a hard limit on your life. You are fighting a battle against time. Wealth is about breaking that link. It's about creating value that exists independent of your time log. Until you break that link, you are just a highly paid prisoner of your own schedule. This is where it gets psychological. We tie our identity to our labor. We say, I am a hard worker. It becomes who we are. It becomes our source of self-worth. So when someone suggests working less or prioritizing leverage, it feels like an attack on our character. To let go of the grind feels like losing a part of ourselves. We feel guilty when we aren't suffering. But you have to realize, you are not your output. You are the architect of your life, not just the bricklayer. You are valuable because of your vision and your judgment, not just your sweat. In economics, There is a fundamental law called the law of diminishing returns. It applies to your work too. The first hour of deep work is incredibly valuable. The 10th hour, far less so. The 15th hour might actually be negative. It might be where you make the mistakes that take a week to fix. It's where you burn out and lose your judgment. More is not always better. In high-performance fields, less is often more. The goal is not maximum volume. It is maximum impact per unit of energy. You need to stop measuring the hours and start measuring the outcome. Observe the truly wealthy, not the loud ones on social media, but the ones with generational staying power. They are rarely rushing. They are rarely panicked. They don't wear busyness as a status symbol. They have built systems that absorb the chaos for them. They value clarity of thought above all else. They know that one good decision made from a place of calm is worth 1,000 hours of frantic work. They protect their mental energy as their most precious asset, because it is. We have a deep human desire to be needed. We want to be the hero who saves the day. We want the business to depend on us. But if your business or your career relies on you to save it every single day, you haven't built a business, you've built a job. True success is making yourself unnecessary in the day-to-day operations. It is building a machine that runs without you. That is a blow to the ego, yes. But it is the only path to freedom. You have to be willing to be useless in the small things so you can be essential in the big things. We need to redefine what progress feels like. Progress is not sweat. It is not exhaustion. Progress is moving closer to freedom. If you are working harder this year than you were last year, but you aren't any freer, you are not making progress. You are simply digging a deeper hole. You need to look for the path of least resistance. That phrase has a negative connotation, but in physics, electricity follows the path of least resistance. Water follows the path of least resistance. Nature is efficient. Why aren't you? It is time to make a fundamental shift. It is time to challenge the core belief that effort equals worth. You are worthy because you exist, not because you suffer. The world doesn't owe you anything for your pain. It rewards you for your value. If this video changed the way you think, even a little bit, consider subscribing. The next video will challenge another belief that most people never question. Stop working so hard. Start working effectively. Think about it.
Hard work often feels like the honest answer, but effort alone doesn't explain why outcomes repeat themselves. Sometimes, the real cause hides in what feels normal and goes unnoticed every single day.
There is a pattern woven into the fabric of your day. You do not see it because you are inside it. It is the silent architect of your financial reality. It builds walls around your potential without making a sound. We look for the loud mistakes, the bad investments, the impulse buys. But this habit is quiet. It is the habit of choosing the known path, the path of least resistance. It is the refusal to question the ordinary. Why does it remain hidden? Because it looks like safety. It looks like a responsible life. It disguises itself as your daily routine. You wake up, you work, you return. It feels necessary. We confuse comfort with progress. We believe that because we are tired, we are moving forward. But movement is not always progress. You can run for years and arrive at the exact same place you started. The coffee, the commute, the quiet repetition. It feels safe, but it is a cage made of hours. Your brain loves this cage. It craves the automatic. It wants to save energy, not build wealth. So you enter the loop, day after day. The decisions are already made before you open your eyes. You think you are deciding, but you are only reacting to the immediate needs of the routine you built. This brings us to the core mechanism, the trade-off. We trade tomorrow's freedom for today's relief. The relief is instant, the cost is delayed, and human beings are terrible at weighing delayed costs. Every time you choose the easy path, you incur a debt. Not financial debt, but a debt of character. And like all debts, it compounds. 10 years of the easy path creates a life that is incredibly hard to escape. To break this, you must first admit that your routine is not neutral. It is an active force keeping you where you are. We have identified the cage. Now we must examine the lock. Why do we stay inside when the door is unlocked? It is not one big decision. It is 1,000 micro decisions. The extra dollar, the skipped transfer, the moment of hesitation. Your brain rewards you for the easy choice. It gives you a hit of dopamine for saving energy, for buying comfort. This is the trap of relief. Relief feels like happiness, but it is not. Relief is just the absence of pain for a moment. Compound this relief over 10 years. What do you get? You get a decade of comfort and a lifetime of regret. The money you didn't invest, the risks you didn't take, they are invisible ghosts haunting your bank account. You might be thinking, I know this, but awareness is not enough. You can watch the train coming and still not move. Knowledge without action is just anxiety. You see the pattern, but your emotional brain is still steering the ship. We are tethered by emotion, not logic. We spend to feel safe. We save to feel safe. We stay broke to feel safe. To change your finances, you must first change your definition of safety. You must declare war on your own comfort. Logic would say, stop doing the thing that hurts you. But humans are not logical machines. We are emotional creatures wrapped in stories. Your habits are not just actions. They are memories. They are the coffee you drank with your father, the spending pattern you learned from your mother. We often prefer a familiar hell to an unfamiliar heaven. We stay broke because being broke is something we know how to survive. This is where it gets dangerous. The habit fuses with your identity. You stop saying, I am struggling with money, and start saying, I am bad with money. Once you accept that label, your brain will fight to prove you right. It will sabotage your success to maintain your internal consistency. Have you ever saved money, only to spend it all on an emergency that you could have prevented? That is identity correction. Your wealth has a thermostat. If it gets too hot, too much money, your subconscious cools it down to your comfort zone. 0. To change your life, you cannot just change your budget. You must break the thermostat. You must rewrite the story of who you are. Shedding an identity hurts. It feels like dying, because a part of you is dying. The part that needed to be small to feel safe. We cling to our mistakes because we paid so much for them. We think, I've lived this way for 20 years, I can't change now. That is the sunk cost fallacy. You are letting the past mortgage your future. You are paying interest on a debt that was already written off. You have a choice. You can be the victim of your history or the architect of your future, but you cannot be both. Imagine for a moment that you have no history, no story, no, I am bad with money. What would you do today? You would plant a seed. You would wait. You would endure the discomfort of growth without sabotaging it. It is a slow climb. It is boring. It is quiet. It lacks the drama of the crisis. But it is the only way up. But how do we actually break the loop? How do we smash the thermostat? We need a new set of tools. We know the trap. We know the lock. Now we must turn the key. But be warned, the door is heavy. Breaking a habit is not a smooth slide. It is a grind. It is friction. It is the sound of rusty gears forcing movement. You will feel withdrawal, not chemical but emotional. Your brain will scream for the old comfort. It will beg for the easy way out. When you stop the habit, you create a void. Silence where there was noise. Stillness where there was motion. Most people run back to the noise. You must stay in the silence. You must redefine safety not as comfort, but as control. Your friends may not understand. They may try to pull you back. Why are you so cheap? They will ask. Live a little, they will say. The path to wealth is often lonely at the start. You are leaving the herd, and the herd does not like to see one of its own leave. There is a gap between your old self and your new self. In that gap, you will feel lost. That is not failure, that is travel. You are no longer the passenger. You are the architect. You are building a structure that your future self can live in. You need new systems, automatic transfers that happen before you wake up, rules that make the decision for you. Treat every urge to spend, every urge to retreat as resistance training. The weight is what makes you strong. One day the weight will feel lighter, not because the burden changed, but because your shoulders got stronger. Celebrate the small wins, the day you didn't buy the coffee, the month you hit your savings goal. These are bricks in your new foundation. This is the breaking point, the moment the old identity cracks and falls away, revealing the person you were waiting for. We have crossed the gap. Now, what does life look like on the other side? Let us look at the new horizon. We have cleared the ground. We have broken the chains. Now we build. What does the new path look like? It looks like clarity. You wake up, and the decisions are already made. Your money flows where you directed it, not where your emotions dragged it. At first, the silence is strange, but then you see the green shoots. The balance grows, the debt shrinks, the compound interest begins to work for you. This discipline ripples out. You eat better, you work deeper, you realize that mastering your money was just the training ground for mastering yourself. But a warning, the old self is patient. It will wait for a moment of weakness. It will whisper that just one time won't hurt. You must remain the watchman of your own mind. You must guard this new identity until it hardens into steel. This is not just for you, it is for the generation that follows. You are breaking a chain that may have held your family for decades. You are no longer the victim of your habits. You are the architect of your fate. The blueprint is in your hands. Make the commitment today, not tomorrow. Tomorrow is a lie we tell ourselves to feel better about doing nothing. Walk away from the cage. The door is open, the path is waiting, and you are ready. If this video helped you see the invisible, subscribe. We are building a community of architects here. I'll see you in the next one. These patterns aren't personal failures. They are learned, repeated, and rarely questioned. Part 1 was simply about noticing them. Awareness always comes before change. Part 2 explores what comes next. Join me there when you're ready.